My name is O.C. Holland, and I'm a senior here at Southern High School. I'm a part of the School of Business, Financial Literacy, and Financial Services at the Credit Union. And I'll be graduating this June, or hopefully this June, as a senior. Here at Southern, we're given a lot of different slogans and mottos that go by throughout the day. Our principal tells us to walk the halls with character, or even in locos parentes, which is a fancy word, Latin phrase of saying, hey, I'm your parent here at Southern. But one of the most important is our house, and that this is our house. Part of being here at our house, we have to be a family member. And we have these pillars. We have to be a leader. You have to lead in your community, lead within the school, lead within, your home. We also have to be passionate about education, about our future, about our career, to be college and career ready, which is our next point. We have to be ready. But the most valuable part of being a family member here at our house is to seize opportunities. And that's why we're thankful that Ford has partnered with JCPS to give us one of the Ford Next Generation awards here at Southern High School. So without further ado, I would like to present to you someone who can talk way better about this school and brag way more about this school, partly because he gets paid to do so. The father of our house, Mr. Bryce Hibbert.
Great job, OC. This is our house, and welcome to Southern High School. I am Bryce Hibbert, the principal here, and what a great day for Southern, for Jefferson County Public Schools, and for Kentucky all the way around. Yes, our house is one of our mottos, but we also have another one that you see on our banners up here at front, and that is High School Plus. Part of our vision was to develop and graduate, but now when students come into Southern, graduation is a given. It's more about what do we do once we have that diploma. So High School Plus means a 4-year, a 2-year, a technical school, or maybe a certificate earned right here through ASC or NIMS or through our business and go right into a career. So High School Plus is what we work on. And fortunately, we have a board that saw this and had this vision 4 or 5 years ago, hence the 5-star theme. But now we have Ford involved with that. So what a great day, and it's great to be here even in the midst of snow and ice and all of those issues. So it's my privilege to introduce to you then our board chair, Ms. Diane Porter.
Good morning and thank you. We have wonderful students in the Jefferson County Public Schools, and we've heard one so far this morning. I know we're going to hear more. Could we give him another round of applause? It's my honor, before I start with the words that I was told to say, to introduce board member Debbie Westland, who's here from the Jefferson County. Debbie, would you stand up so we can thank you for your work? And I don't think I see other board members, but I do want to mention board member Linda Duncan, because she is the board member for Southern High School, so she's not able to be with us this morning. We have lots of people that have helped us and supported us in our efforts, and I know Congressman Yarmouth is not here this morning, but Brooke Pardue is here. Brooke, would you please stand up so we could thank you? Thank you so much for allowing us to be at Southern High School. Even on a snow day, I think we've got pretty good attendance, so thank you so much for allowing us to be here. The Jefferson County Board of Education is committed to supporting and achieving the district's vision that all students graduate prepared. To achieve this goal, the ongoing support of the community is absolutely essential to our success. The district is fortunate to have a number of organizations that have demonstrated their support to our schools and our students, including the Jefferson County Public Education Foundation. Under the leadership of the chair, Mr. Jim Allen, the Jefferson County Public Education Foundation has consistently supported our district as we work to improve student achievement and increase the percentage of students who graduate college and career ready. It is also the efforts of the foundation that have led us to today's celebration. On behalf of the members of the Jefferson County Board of Education, we thank you for your commitment to the Jefferson County Public Schools as we become one of the country's best urban school districts. We are working on that every day. It's now my pleasure to introduce the chair of the foundation, Mr. Jim Allen. Thank you.
Thank you, Diane. Good morning, everybody. I guess, OC, I'm not concerned about your ability to graduate. June might be a problem, but you'll get it done by July based on this weather. Thank you all for being here this morning. This is really an exciting milestone for our school system. We are fortunate in this community to have so many people who care and are there willing to rally around important initiatives like education. As board chairman of the Jefferson County Public Education Foundation, it was a natural then for the foundation board to be the facilitator between Ford, our school system, and our community when Ford offered to provide the same support that they have successfully delivered in 17 other communities. Leveraging Ford's experience, expertise, and guidance, we embarked on a mission to create a master plan. Started on this on June 20th of 2012. The master plan for the development and implementation of our 5-Star Schools initiative, which introduces career themes into our high school curriculum. After 18 months of hard work by foundation board members, community leaders, and school administrators, a group that totaled about 90 individuals, we have successfully developed a roadmap, or in today's terms, a navigation system, for our high schools in the form of a master plan that has been endorsed by Ford as we achieve the designation of a Ford Next Generation Learning Community. The educational approach in our high schools, which features 5 career themes, will lead to higher levels of college and career readiness for our students through making education engaging and relevant. I want to thank Ford for their unwavering support throughout the plan development process, and I want to thank our foundation board, community leaders, and JCPS representatives for their tireless commitment to doing this in a thorough and comprehensive manner. Donna Hargens and her team have made this a top priority, and their support has provided valuable guidance and motivation. There is still a tremendous amount of work that lies ahead, and this will require the commitment of community leaders, and I want to thank you in advance for your support. In addition to enhancing the experience of our students, this initiative will also engage our community like never before in support of our educational aspirations. I believe that this is a powerful combination. Now I want to introduce our partner. It's my pleasure to introduce Cheryl Carrier, Executive Director, Ford Next Generation Learning. Cheryl?
Good morning. I'm so happy to be here because it took us a while to get here. We started on Sunday and made it as far as Atlanta, and then they told us that we would be on a flight the next morning. And I travel a lot, so I've been spending a lot of time on airplanes, and I can tell you that when they say you're going to be on a plane the next day, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be on a plane the next day. So, so we got in the car and we drove over, and it was about 9 hours, and no luggage until yesterday afternoon, but we are here and we're excited, so I'm really glad that everyone made it out. This is a huge day, and we're here really to celebrate the incredible work that this community has done to vision and plan and really align their resources to support the students at Jefferson County High Schools, the 5-Star Schools. The Louisville community, in partnership with the Jefferson County School District, has adopted the Ford Next Generation Learning Model, and to ensure that all students are graduate, college, career, and life ready. The Ford Next Generation Learning Model provides a roadmap. I love the navigation piece, that's great, for developing career academies, and focuses on 3 strands. First, transforming teaching and learning. This is about students learning their academics through the lens of a career or something that's meaningful to them. And this is exciting because, you know, quite often students are asking, what am I learning this for? And how am I going to apply this? So this strand focuses on the transforming of the teaching and learning. 2, transforming the secondary school experience. And this is really, the strand is really about creating the structure, the culture, and the practices that allow the transformed teaching and learning to happen in the classroom. And third, it's about transforming business and civic engagement. And this is really important. I can tell you from a company perspective, you know, we often give a lot of money to education, but we don't really know if it's what they need or want. This helps align not just dollars, but people's time and, you know, other things that companies do to support education. This really helps align that effort. So the Louisville community has worked side by side with JCPS, Jefferson County School District administrators and teachers to embrace the Ford NGL essential practices within those 3 strands and develop a 3-year plan. And there are some copies of it up here. This is unbelievable. If you look at this, there's a lot of work that went into this. I'm able to visit a whole lot of communities around the country, often because I work in, as I think Jim said, 17 other communities. Actually, it's more like 20 now. And it's really remarkable to see how this community has come together to support this. As Henry Ford once said, and I love this quote, most people spend more time and energy going around problems than trying to solve them. This isn't the case here in Louisville. There's a wonderful spirit of collaboration here. The 90-plus people who helped develop this master plan literally left their personal agendas at the door and decided to work together to make their community a better place to learn, work, and live. I want to emphasize how important we believe the 5-star schools are, not to just the students of Jefferson County, which is, you know, the most important thing, but to all the employers and the community at large. Last July, Forbes named Louisville the 2nd manufacturing boomtown in America. The article states that with more than 72,000 jobs in this sector, there will be a 9.6% job growth in 2012 alone. And the article says this is proof positive that manufacturing is alive and well. Clearly, this is a great sign for the community, but it represents an important challenge as well. Like so many employers, Ford's workforce is aging. At the same time, our need for employees is growing, and we find ourselves competing for talent. And this challenge is going to continue to get worse. Further, the International Economic Development Council, the leading association around economic expansion, they say access to the high-quality workforce was the #1 issue for 36% of its members in 2013. That's up from 14% 3 years ago. This is why the 5-star schools represent such an important community initiative. 20,000 of your 26,000 high school students are learning in the 5 broad career pathways that make up the 5-star schools. By making this major investment in refocusing your high schools 6 years ago, you laid the foundation for becoming one of the most responsive education and workforce systems in the country. And now, with the development of the Ford Next Generation Learning 3-year plan, master plan, Louisville is now taking that next step. Your community master plan has been completed and approved by the board. It is the navigation system for transforming teaching and learning and for the classroom to be more relevant and engaging for students, thereby creating an excitement and capacity for lifelong learning. And all I can say to you is just keep learning, because that's all we do in business. We just, you know, we keep learning, and it's a never-ending process. It doesn't stop when you graduate. We know from experience in other Ford NGL communities around the country that this approach to bringing greater relevance to the classroom will pay off in several important ways. The first is you can expect attendance and graduation rates to improve as they find their academic subjects more meaningful. 2, college and career readiness figures will rise as students acquire the academic skills to improve ACT scores and success in acquiring their workforce credentials. And 3, I think you can even expect the cost of doing business here in Louisville to decline as the number of students who drop out goes down. So as one of your employers, Ford thanks you for taking this important step. We also realize that greater business involvement is essential for all of us to be successful. That means that more businesses need to step forward and support this initiative. And those that have already been involved, and we thank you. And you know, we will, of course, need the support as the implementation begins. To that end, Yeah, I need the check, right. Actually, why don't we hold on the check for a minute? I'm sorry, but I'll just tell the story. To that end, Ford and America's Promise have come together to provide $75,000 to support the implementation of this initiative. And then Ford is adding an additional $25,000, bringing the total to $100,000. Thank you. Unfortunately, David Park was supposed to be here from America's Promise, and he was stranded in D.C., so he didn't make it in. Otherwise, he'd be here with us. But America's Promise has a long-standing working relationship with Ford and Louisville. You're one of America's Promise's Grad Nation's community and an early adopter of the Grad Nation goal to increase graduation rates to 90% by 2020, which is not, I don't think that's going to be an issue here at all. We're going to do that much sooner. So I want to thank America's Promise for their willingness to earmark a portion of the grant that we gave them to this community in 2013 and 14 to help develop the plan. But here's the thing. I want to be clear. This isn't about hard cash, about employers giving hard cash necessarily. It's about becoming partners with the school. This includes joining an industry council that advises on what students need to learn or be able to do when they graduate from high school or college. It's about providing input on curriculum that the teachers are teaching. It's about becoming part of an academy support team that's providing job shadowing opportunities, internships, scholarships. It's about supporting students on their projects, about giving them feedback, and helping them solve real-world problems. It's about opening up the students' eyes to the possibilities of what they can do in their future. And that's the really exciting part. It's about giving of your time and expertise. And we need everybody in this room and beyond to do that. And hopefully you all are participating. And if you're not, you'll join. And if you know others that aren't, you'll bring them along. So Louisville, you are leading the way. You've taken a monumental step to bring the community together to ensure that the students of Louisville will have equitable access to a high-quality education that prepares them for college, career, and life. You are also being watched by other Ford NGL communities in our network. This national network of communities will learn from you, and you will help them understand what can happen when a whole community comes together around a single vision. And you will mentor them as you've been mentored by other communities. And by the way, this is kind of exciting. I guess we're making another announcement. We are bringing our national network annual conference, which we're bringing back, we haven't done in a couple of years, to Louisville. And we will have 350 people plus in your city in October. And these are communities across the country that are either part of the network or going to be part of the network. And we will want to show them your schools and everything that you're doing here and talk to your business partners. So we're really excited about this. So thank you again, JCPS and Louisville community, for preparing our youth for high-wage, high-skilled jobs and responding to the need for a vibrant workforce. We look forward to you becoming a model community in the future. And I'd like to end with another Henry Ford quote. Coming together is a beginning, keeping together is progress, and working together is success. And let's today celebrate your success, and tomorrow the implementation begins. So with that, I'd like to officially designate Louisville as a Ford Next Generation Learning Community, and I'd like to ask, I think this would be a good time for the plaques and the check. Superintendent Hargens, Mayor Fisher, and Jim Allen. Dana, you're coming up. We have plaques for you, but we also have a check presentation. And we have cameras, so. Thank you right there. Good. I'd also like to ask a couple other people to come up. Oh, this is a class for, oh, and here's your class for, you're getting one, it just was broken on the way here, so. I'd also like to invite Jim back up, Dana, to accept for the Public Education Foundation. So we have some other people that we want to give some kudos to here. And a couple people are not here, unfortunately. But Deborah Anderson, if you could please. Deborah? Oh, where is Deborah? Oh, there she is. Would you come on up? Thank you. Okay, and Odwin Helton. Please stay up here. We'll get pictures. Yep. Oh, I gave the wrong one. Oh, gosh. Thank you. Now, please stay up here if you would. Deborah Hoffer? Deborah, there you are. Thank you. Christy Lanier Robinson? And, of course, Dana Shoemate, who she's holding her own. And Christy, here you go. And there are three other people that could not be here today. Dr. Florence Chang, Brian Shoemate, and James Reddish, unfortunately, couldn't be here. But this team was the team that actually worked on the three strands, brought a group of people together to help develop the master plan, so they kind of led it. And so they were really key to the process. So congratulations and thank you. And then finally, I'd really like to acknowledge everyone else that was part of this. I know this room is probably filled with people that were part of the strand writing team. So if you could please stand and be acknowledged, I'd really appreciate it. I know there's a lot of you. So this is a great day, and we're really excited to be here and really excited to be working with you and help you on the implementation. And to our two Ford HR people that are here, we'd like to wave. There's a couple students in the audience that you might want to talk to because and we can't let them go, right? So I'm sorry. I'm now going to turn this over to your superintendent, Dr. Hargens, who has just been incredible to work with on this project. I mean, she has supported us in every step of the way, and you're very lucky to have her, and we're very lucky to work with her. So, Dr. Hargens.
Thank you, Cheryl Carrier. Mayor Fisher, thank you for being here. It's always an honor. And Mr. Allen for your leadership. And all the Strand members. Wasn't that a pretty picture of those Strand leaders up in front? And I really want to thank the students for being here. And you don't know how sorry I am that you're not in school and that we don't have 101,000 students learning. So because we have in our school system the class of 2026, which are kindergartners, all the way up to OC's class of 2014. So it's a good day when learning's happening, but I know that'll happen tomorrow. So this is a big day. The day really has finally come. It took 18 months to get to this point and a lot of hard work. But you know, it started even before this work with a concept of having students in cohorts, in academies, in, as Dr. Hensley would call, pathways, where they can learn in the context of real-world applications. And it evolved into this wonderful community partnership. So let's watch what's been going on.
It started with a question: how do we create a 21st century workforce? One that is prepared for both college and career, a workforce to change the economic future of our city.
It's fun to come in here and create something from nothing and know that you did it yourself.
That's one of the great things about these programs is that you're going to get out and you're going to experience hands-on, truly hands-on learning.
Professional career themes transform high school classrooms, offering college credit, articulated credit, industry certifications, and credential diplomas, giving students a greater connection to learning. Human services, education and international studies, engineering, communication, media and the arts, medicine, health and the environment, and business and information technology.
I don't think there's any other school or program that could prepare me, this much towards college.
But JCPS didn't stop there.
Students all engaged in learning.
Enter Ford Next Generation Learning in support of the district's strategic plan Vision 2015. JCPS, community leaders, and Ford Next Generation Learning have created a 3-year master plan containing 3 strands. Transform teaching and learning, redesign 5-star high schools, and sustain changes through premier partnerships with industry, post-secondary, civic, and community leaders. More than 90 community partners have stepped up to the plate, investing their time and expertise in the future of our community.
For our kids to be successful, it takes more than teachers and principals. It's going to take us out in the community to work together with JCPS to make sure our kids are ready.
So, problem solving and decision making is every day.
Beginning this school year, 5 pilot 5-star schools became immersed in NGL, starting with valuable externships, pairing teachers with industry experts to create valuable project-based learning experiences.
I was really able to see the entire process and how standards and processes are very important.
And incredibly rewarding to know that we can have a hand in shaping that future.
And now, the designation as a Ford Next Generation Learning Community, making the city and JCPS part of a growing network of communities that are transforming public high schools into career-themed academies. Not a culmination, but a beginning, with overarching goals of increasing graduation rate, decreasing dropout rates, increasing the percent of students college and career ready, and having all students at 5-star schools enrolled in a school of study by 2016. Working together for a common goal, all students graduate prepared.
That is so exciting. See what happens when we all work together? It's the power of partnership, the coming together of the greatest thinkers in our community, community leaders, to really build something that's better than and bigger than ourselves. So I call it lightning in a bottle. When you see a Jefferson County Public School System teacher alongside a staff member, an employee of NthWorks, talking about real-world applications of what students are learning. And when you can hear a student explain what they're going to do with the math they learned, not only that they're going to learn it, that's exciting. And you know this aligns perfectly with our board strategic plan. And I want to acknowledge our 7 board members and the 2 that are here, Ms. Wesleyan and Ms. Porter, because this so much aligns with the district vision of having all JCPS students graduate prepared. And our mission, the work of a school district, is instruction that inspires. So relevant instruction that inspires students to learn. So when we become the best urban district, and not if we become, when we become, we will look back on this day and say, this partnership had a huge impact on getting us there. One of the most powerful tenets of Vision 2015 is stakeholder involvement and engagement. If our students are going to achieve, if our community is going to prosper, everyone must play their part. So I want to add my thanks to all the wonderful community leaders and staff members who have been a part, and also acknowledge the wonderful cabinet members, Dr. Hensley, Mr. Marshall, Dr. Razor, you've already seen Christy Lanier Robinson, and our area superintendents who are in schools every day, every week, seeing this happen, along with their ETCs. This effort exhibits 3 of the focus areas, or actually demonstrates 3 of the focus areas of our strategic plan. Increased learning, students are going to learn more because it's relevant. Graduation and beyond, they're going to actually see what's beyond the halls of a school. And they're also going to be supported by wonderful community members. So we will ensure that there's targeted professional development for teachers and increased experiential hands-on learning for students. The community and business engagement will ensure that high school students and teachers are receiving the most current and relevant experiences so that ultimately our students are prepared for college and the workforce, and hopefully staying in Louisville, Kentucky, and contributing to this wonderful community. Thank you again to everyone who's made this day possible. What an impact this will make. You are creating a connection from learning to the world beyond school. You are creating hope and possibilities for our students. And it's my pleasure to introduce one of those wonderful students. Charles Killebrew is a sophomore at J-Town High School. He'll represent the class of 2016. Charles.
Morning, everybody. My name is Charles Killebrew, and I'm currently a sophomore at J-Town High School, and I am in the welding program at J-Town, and that's under the build theme at J-Town High School. I'm currently learning how to weld, use math and science skills, and apply them to my welding career course, and that helps in many ways. It helps me learn basic skills in order to get a job in the real world. It can help in many other situations. It can help me learn different things that I never knew before, and I one day hope to get my welding certification and get a job in the welding business and be successful. And I would now like to introduce our mayor, Greg Fisher.
All right, so Charles, his dad couldn't be here, so he wanted to see him on video here today. I say he did a great job. What do y'all say hello to Charles's dad here? Good job, man. Okay. There you go. Way to go. No, OC, Charles, and you're going to be hearing from Alexis soon. We can retire right now with these guys. We got a bright future ahead of us. I really appreciate that. Well, it's great to be here with everybody this morning. A lot's been said already. I'll just say a few things from my perspective as a business guy that just happens to be mayor right now. First, we all know it takes a great team. I look over here at Aldwin, Mary Gwen, everybody in the room, some of our principals, Brad, Bryce, et cetera. And it's wonderful to see the way our community comes together on big issues. Sam back here, and because we care about our kids and what they're doing, and we know without rolling up our sleeves and pushing to the future, we're not going to succeed. So I just want to thank everybody that kind of represents the spirits of the community. Kevin, that's here today, that takes their own time. And none of y'all look at this as a sacrifice, Barbara. It's kind of an opportunity, an honor to step up and say, we can contribute to a better community by working together. And when we see our young leaders step up here and speak for us, it's a proud day for the community. So thanks to everybody here representing Louisville in such a distinguished way. We know that to compete in the future economy and to have quality of life in our city, we have to have a workforce that's ready. And what Ford's Next Generation Learning Program pulls together for us is all these type of skills that we read about in the paper every day, that we face in our own workforce, that we deal with when we recruit companies to town and they ask us, tell us about the educational profile of your community. What are you doing with STEM? What's your basic literacy look like? Are your kids career and college ready? What kind of remediation is required when you go to college? All of the right questions that are being asked all over the world to every community when we're talking about jobs, not just of today, but jobs for the future at the same time. So when we see the NGL program come together that blends good old-fashioned teaching and with creativity and problem solving and more relevant education, I was speaking to Marty Polio earlier, principal of J-Town, who is claiming, Marty, that some of the kids now have joy when they go to chemistry class because of the NGL program. And so it can be done, right, when we structure real-world challenges in with some of the skills that we need to learn. So it's an exciting day for us. I think every kid is born with joy in learning, and you see that when kids try to crawl and say their first word, and then somehow adults beat it out of them, where it's joyless for a lot of people. To see the Ford Fund and NGL come together like this and recreate Houston joy in learning like you're doing down at the Academy at Shawnee right now is great, because that then emphasizes what our number one value is for the city. Remember, we've got compassion, health, lifelong learning. You spoke about that earlier, Cheryl. When we as a community can look at lifelong learning, it's just something that's fun and joyful. Boy, we know we've got it whipped at that point in time. So I want to thank a few folks. First, Superintendent Donna Hargens. You've been here almost coming on 3 years now. I started like 6 months before Donna, so we've kind of been in this together, and it's just been really wonderful to see you embrace data, embrace the challenge of leading JCPS to be the best large public urban high school in the community, and I've really felt that joy from you here today. And designations such as Ford NGL community are milestones for the type of work you and your team and the school board has been doing, Madam Superintendent, that we can say, hey, we're making progress. We know we're making progress, but when you get that third-party validation at the same time, people around the world notice that as well, and that typically leads to the next one, and the next one is we raise our bar. So Superintendent Hargens, let's give it up for her. You're doing a great job. Jim Allen in the business community. Jim is one of those leaders that whatever is required to get done, if it's sweeping the floor or calling on the President of the United States, he just says, how can I help? And I really appreciate you bringing the business community along and the broader community as well with your style of leadership and great effectiveness. So good job, Jim, to you and the entire business community. Thank you. Tony Payton from our team here at the city. I was telling Tony on the way over, I think the city should be very thankful for having somebody with his bona fides in our community that is one of the leading voices for education nationally. And he happens to be a Louisvillian. He's our senior policy advisor in my office and just happens to have a great degree of expertise with education and was a big part of the creation of our local NGL plan. So, Tony, great job to you. He's also very humble. He doesn't like to get noticed, but you're doing a great job, man. I appreciate that. I think what we can show to the community is that, when you read the national headlines, you see all this divisiveness. You see all this carping at each other, and at the local level, we just want to say, hey, we need to get things done, okay? We need to recycle. We need to remove the snow from the streets, unfortunately. But we don't have time to argue with each other about things that really aren't material to quality of life and helping people get ahead at the same time. So when we look at the things that we're doing as our community and doing it together, we're showing through a program like this, through our 55,000 degree initiative, and its executive director, Mary Gwen Wheeler, that's here, that when we set a goal and we come together with focus, we achieve. You all saw about 3 months ago when we announced with 55K, 42% of Louisville adults now have a college degree. National average is 39. Our goal is 50, and we'll reach that in the year 2020. But none of this stuff is instant pudding, right? It's just like what we do with JCPS every day. At U of L, Spalding, JCTC, roll up our sleeves, get the job done. So we go from 35 to 39 to 42 to 45 to 50%. And that, of course, creates opportunity and jobs. So I just wanted to say great job to the entire community. I do have a perk being the mayor. I get to proclaim things. So in addition to thanking, I now want to issue a few proclamations. First, to the Ford Fund. Cheryl Carrier, if you would come up, please. I think one of the things about leadership in organizations are you doing the right thing at the right time? And pushing education is always the right thing to do. But it's never been more relevant in today's world, because in this global world, this digital world that we have, that's changing so rapidly, the need for new skill acquisition has never been more important. So integrating that with our education system is one of the issues of the day. So we really appreciate the work that you guys are doing, the leadership that you're showing. Ford is an incredibly valuable partner to our city. I don't think the Ford Fund would be here, probably, if we didn't have our friends from the UAW, from the Louisville Assembly Plant, from the Kentucky Truck Plant that are here with us as well. And so not only is Ford a valuable economic contributor to our community, but when you step up philanthropically the way you do, it's just fantastic as well. So for the whole Ford team, we say the City of Louisville honors Ford Next Generation Learning, the signature education program of the Ford Motor Company Fund and Community Services. This innovative education program lives up to the Ford Fund standard of active involvement in relationship building by working with educators, employers, and community leaders to prepare high school students for our rapidly changing world. Louisville is grateful for your assistance, vision, and commitment to the future families of our community. Thank you very much. Good job. Next, I don't get to do this very often. I want to give one to our home team, Dr. Harkins and Jim Allen, if you all would step up, please. So this is the City of Louisville honoring Jefferson County Public Schools and the Jefferson County Public Education Foundation for their tireless work to make Louisville a next-generation learning community with a shared commitment to education that is engaging, relevant, career-oriented, and academically rigorous. Educators and business leaders have worked together to create a master plan to ensure a vibrant economy and a bright future for the next generation of our workers. Thank you all very much. Great job. All right. Well, thanks, everybody. I believe, Alexis, are you going to close the show here? Well, come on up. I just met Alexis. She's from PRP.
Hello, everyone. I am Alexis Vines, and I am a senior at PRP High School. And I would just like to thank, excuse me, I'm sorry. I would just like to thank, on behalf of the 101,000 JCPS students, we would like to thank Ford and the community for investing in the education of students. This year, I have been given the dream opportunity of playing Cinderella in our production of Roger and Hammerstein's Cinderella. I would have never received this opportunity if it hadn't been for the Performing Arts School of Study at PRP, which is one of the main reasons I wanted to attend PRP. As a freshman, I was able to enroll in drama and choir, which gave me the confidence to try out and secure a role in the musical Little Shop of Horrors. My sophomore year, I was able to take dance, which focused primarily on ballet and helped me with my balance and coordination on the softball field, too. It also allowed me to perform at the mayor's breakfast my sophomore year, where I met you for the first time, and I felt so cool. And then that same year, I got to be in the advanced chamber choir, where I got to perform locally at the Louisville Ballet. I know I danced at a breakfast and got to sing at a ballet. I don't know how those worked out, but it all was really fun opportunities. As a junior and senior, I have been able to hone my skills as an actress and singer by being Malin in our school production of Steel Magnolias, and of course, Cinderella. The opportunities that the Performing Arts School of Study has given me has also allowed me to maintain a 4.2 GPA, be a Governor's Scholar Program participant, and be given the highest award of the William Porter Scholarship at the University of Louisville. So I won't, thank you. Makes life much easier when you don't have to worry about paying for college and you can just go and get what you need to do done. So all in all the experience and skills that I've been provided from the Performing Arts School of Study has definitely made me college and career ready for sure. Thank you. So we just want to thank everyone for coming out today.